Hey everybody, today we are going to make a lemon pound cake. It is moist, delicious, it has a really good light flavor to it. This is one of my favorites. Let's get started. Prepare your bundt cake pan. I like to use cake release when I make bundt cakes. It really helps to get into those nooks and crannies of the pan. For all of you who have problems getting a cake out of a bundt cake pan, cake pan release is really going to help you with that. If you'd like to learn how to make your own cake pan release, click on the card above in this video or click on the link in the description box below. If you don't have cake pan release, you can certainly use a baking spray or prepare your pan the traditional way with shortening and a dusting of flour. Separate 6 eggs by simply using the eggshells and toss the egg yolk between the 2 shells, leaving the whites in one bowl and the egg yolks in another. You'll be using both of them later. In a large bowl, whisk together 4 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons baking powder, and a pinch of salt. Set this aside. In a large mixing bowl, cream 2 cups of softened butter for approximately 1 minute. 2 cups of butter is the same as 4 sticks. Add the egg yolks one at a time, beating well after each addition until your mixture is light and fluffy. Scrape down the bowl as needed. I slipped a piece of grip shelf liner under my bowl to keep it from slipping. Add 2 1/4 cups sugar. Beat until creamy. I like to add my sugar gradually. This helps with the mixing. Add 2 teaspoons vanilla extract, and 2 teaspoons lemon extract. Beat into the mixture. Scrape down the bowl as needed. Add the flour mixture and beat into the butter mixture just until the flour is absorbed. This will start to get thick. Take your time. I like to finish this with a rubber spatula just to make sure all the flour is incorporated without overbeating it. Now, in a separate bowl, you're going to beat the egg whites until stiff peaks form. I can tell you right now, I didn't have a big enough bowl. I made it work, but use a bigger bowl if possible. Your egg whites will double or triple in size. 3 quick tips on beating egg whites. Your bowl and your beaters should be clean, dry, and oil-free. Make sure there are no traces of yolks in your egg whites. Use egg whites that are at room temperature. You'll know your egg whites have reached stiff peaks when you remove the beaters from the egg whites. There are peaks and they do not move. Next, take approximately 1/3 of the egg whites and gently fold into the batter. By folding in a small amount of the egg whites first, this will help loosen the batter so you can fold in the rest of the egg whites more easily. Now it's time to pour the batter into the cake pan. Level the batter. Bake in an oven at 325 degrees Fahrenheit for 1 hour, or until the toothpick comes out with just a few crumbs on it. This is a deep pan, so what could be helpful is to use a wooden skewer. But if you don't have one, no problem, just use a toothpick. Remove the cake from the oven and set on a wire rack to cool. Wait 15 minutes or so before removing the cake from the pan. You should be able to hold the cake pan with your hands, and it should be warm to the touch, not hot. You do not want to remove the cake too soon. If it's too warm and you get excited and flip it out, you will have chunks of cake on the rack and still in the pan. No es bueno. Run a knife between the cake and the cake pan, both on the outside and around the inside cone. I found that using a plastic knife helps me removing cakes from bump pans. It gives a little, it has a little flexibility, and I find the plastic knife really helps me get around those curves and those bumps without cutting into the cake. Flip the cake onto a cooling rack. Tap if you need to help the cake release from the pan. And lift carefully. The cake should come out, and there you go. I like to let this cool just a little bit more. I like the pound cake to be warm, but not hot. When I put the glaze on this cake, I want it to set up. Now it's time to prepare the glaze. Start by sifting 1 cup of confectioner's sugar onto a sheet of parchment paper. This is a case where wax paper could also work. If there's some lumps that won't go through, no problem. I like to use the back of a spoon. It helps to break up some of the last lumps of the sugar. Pour the confectioner's sugar into a medium bowl. Add 1 teaspoon vanilla extract and 3 teaspoons of warm water. I'm using a spoon, but you could use a fork or a small wire whisk. Use what you've got. Just continue to mix until there are no lumps and you have a smooth glaze. Test the consistency. If it's too thick, you can add up to an additional 2 teaspoons of water. In this case, on this day, I'm good with 3 teaspoons. This is the glaze that's going to go on top of that fabulous pound cake you just made. Now glaze the cake while it's still warm. It should not be hot. If it's hot, the glaze is going to go on the cake and then immediately melt and drip off. In this case though, what I'm going for is I want the glaze to hang on top of the pound cake. I want it to be a little thicker. I want to show those drips. So I want to make sure my pound cake is not hot, but warm. It will help create those lovely drips. And there you go. Now let's take a slice. So this was gonna be my video where I show you me tasting it, but yeah, I've had some technical difficulties, and so anyway, this piece is getting demolished. It is really moist and tasty. What I like about this pound cake, or what makes it one of my favorites, it's the balance between the lemon and the vanilla extract. And it actually kind of has a bakery taste to it. For this cake, I actually use just a store-bought vanilla. I don't use my homemade vanilla, and I think it works here. Now, you might like something different. It's real important. Do what you like. You find your favorites. You find what works for you. This is good. Right out of the oven, you let it cool down just enough so you can put the glaze on, and that's when you have your piece. It's still going to be just a little warm on the inside, and it's still going to be a little crunchy on the outside. It's the best moment. In fact, look, you can see, here's our moment right here. Look how much we ate already. So I hope you like this. Hope you get a chance to try it. If you have any questions, leave your questions in the comments box below. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and don't forget to click on the bell. That way you'll be notified when I post more videos. Again, I'm just getting started. I'm so excited for the other videos that I get to share with you. So until next time, ciao.